At the age of 52, I came to realize that life is full of opportunity. I came to realize the power of love and light. For some time, I had been feeling that everybody I met was searching, as I was, for something elusive. Happiness, maybe. Contentment, maybe. A sense of peace of mind. 10 months ago, I met a venerable yogi in London. Since then, after what seems like a long search, my life has been opening up like a mighty river flowing gently and peacefully towards the ocean. Not long after this meeting, I opened my mail one day to find that I had been invited to a Peace of Mind conference in Rajasthan, India, at the headquarters of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, usually referred to as Madhuban. For many years, I had the feeling that one day I'd be going to India, and here was the call of time. The yogi had suggested at my meeting that I go away and ponder two questions. Who am I, and who is God? I had a feeling deep in the pit of my stomach that this journey was going to lead me to the answers. We soon got used to the incessant hooting of horns, the mess, the smell, the cows meandering along the roadside. I hadn't expected to see camel carts, even less that we'd be held up by them as we attempted to speed along the highway towards MT.ABU. We arrived safely and on schedule, although somewhat shaken about, at Abu Road, the town at the base of the Aravalli mountain range. MT.ABU was 4,000 feet above us. We began lurching up the mountainside around hairpin bends for the next hour. There were several green faces by the time we entered the gates of Gyan Sarovar, otherwise known as the Academy for a Better World. The contrast was immediately striking. It was as if we were entering nirvana. There was an uncanny feeling of coming home, of being completely accepted, of belonging, of family, of being with a new family, a global family. There is a very special atmosphere about the campus, which resembles a compact and friendly village. Everywhere there is orderliness and cleanliness. There are flowers, shrubs, and grass everywhere. There is a sense of deep quietness. This is a real working, functional oasis of peace and calm. The virtues of cooperation, harmony, simplicity, tolerance, unity, and respect are only too readily apparent. There is a pervasive aura of joy and happiness in the air, mingling with the fragrance of jasmine. Gyan Sarovar was the second campus to be built on MT.ABU. It was completed in 1995, and it can host up to 1,500 guests, and around 250 full-time residents work there. After an evening meal, we were given a brief overview of the university's history. It was founded by Brahma Baba, aged 60 in 1936, with a small group of young women followers. He had visions from that highest source with so many names: God, Shiva, Allah. He always considered himself to be an instrument of this supreme source and not a guru. Brahma Baba, who was formerly a wealthy Indian diamond merchant, empowered this group of women by giving them complete control of the institution. Brahma Baba died in 1969, aged 93. I find it intriguing that the major expansion of the institution has taken place since his death. Today, the university is mainly led by some of the original group. They are now mostly in their 80s and are called Dadis. Dadi means elder sister. The motherly and light manner in the way things are accomplished is also apparent. The Dadis, despite their age, continue to jet around the world, giving tireless, selfless service. Afterwards, we were introduced to Dadi Prakashmani, who is the worldwide administrative head of the Brahmakumaris. I later learned that the actual meaning of Brahmakumaris is daughters of Brahma. Dadi, as the Dadis are affectionately known, joined the institution in the mid-1930s as a teenager and has never known any other life. She has emerged as a skilled administrator and has become well respected by world political and spiritual leaders. Dadi gave us a short talk about how humanity yearns for an era of harmony, peace, and prosperity. Dadi's whole being radiates powerful vibrations of pure, golden, spiritual love. Memories and dreams exist in every culture of a time when the lion and the lamb lived together amicably, and when health, wealth, and happiness were the order of the day. People today have difficulty even conceiving of an individual who is free of all traces of selfishness, dishonesty, and anger. Humanity will succeed only when complemented by spiritual empowerment. This is the most vital and missing dimension. The succeeding days were to be filled with a series of talks, seminars, meditations, visits to the other campuses, walks, shopping, and sightseeing trips, picnics, games, and cultural activities. Not to be missed are the Diwali temples, among the finest examples of Jain architecture in India. During our tour of the complex, I was surprised to see in such a remote place high-tech equipment in abundance. Solar power is the source of hot water, heat for cooking, and electricity for the telephone exchange, computer, and emergency lighting systems. I noticed that even the food is prepared while maintaining spiritual consciousness. It is completely vegetarian and prepared with great sensitivity. Our main talk of the day was given by Dadi Janki, who is the additional administrative head of the Brahmakumaris and who runs the overseas service side from London. Dadi is a gifted leader and speaker. From her early days, a concern for the well-being of others has been a driving force in her life. Absolute determination and single-mindedness are two major characteristics possessed by Dadi. Dadi is one of the keepers of wisdom, an eminent group of spiritual and religious leaders convened to advise political leaders on the fundamental spiritual dilemmas which underpin current worldwide issues of the environment and human settlement. One is immediately struck by their humility, their unconditional love, their lack of ego, their humor, their lightness and openness. They own nothing and give everything. The Dadis work ceaselessly and are famous for never getting irritated or ruffled. Not a single encounter with the Dadis ended without a toli, a special sweet made with love. Not only is the body nourished, but the mind and the intellect are also nourished. Dristi is a very powerful form of visual communication between two people, a way of looking deeply into another's soul, to see the light and the purity inherent in each being, to see only the good in each soul. One day, we visited Madhuban, the quarters where Brahma Baba first settled on Mount.ABU, and which remain fully operational. Many of the elders still live there. There are many spots there where I found myself drawn into inner silence. Yogi life. It's not all about being serious. It's noticeable how much laughter there is about, as can be seen during our visit to Peace Park, the BK's nearby ornamental gardens and recreation ground. Western Rajasthan is one of the least privileged areas of India. Much of it is desert. Water is in short supply, and the illiteracy rate is very high. The majority of the population is deprived of basic health measures. The BK's initiative to help alleviate this was to found the J. Watmal Global Hospital and Research Center in 1990. Providing high-quality, modern, holistic health care, it offers free or subsidized treatment and medicine to 100,000 people, of whom 54,000 are tribal. The Village Outreach Program is an integral part of the activities, and it brings medical relief for villages. Of the cultural activities, my favorite was the play entitled The Tao of the Traveler.
This is the time of the confluence. This is the time of the highest.
Unbelievably, 7 days had swept by, and soon we would be helter-skeltering our way down the mountainside. There was just one final visit ahead of us. At the foot of Mount.ABU is the third and most recent of Madhuban campuses. To help accommodate the hundreds of thousands of BK students and teachers from across India alone, Shantivan, as it is called, was built. Work commenced in 1995, and almost unheard of in India and in most places of the world, the whole project was completed in under 2 years. One of the main features of Shantivan is the massive Diamond Jubilee Hall, which seats up to 20,000 people. The residential buildings can lodge up to 15,000 people. It features the world's largest solar cooker and is capable of cooking more than 35,000 meals a day. I had noticed that throughout my stay, no mention of any sort of payment was ever hinted at. In fact, no charge is ever made for any of the programs that the BKs run around the world. The organization is fully funded by voluntary contributions that are made by BK students and teachers. What for me is the essence of the Brahma Kumari's belief system? It's when we change, the world changes. They are dedicated to world transformation by means of raising universal consciousness. Their vision is one of peace and purity, of universal love. A vision of a world that is free from fear, free from anxiety, stress, and depression. It is a belief system that transcends religious boundaries. And what thoughts did I have? And what thoughts did I leave with? I left with, how can I keep this enthusiasm, this happiness in my daily life after leaving Madhuban? Through meditation, I've been focusing on the eternal questions. Who am I? Who is God? I have discovered that I am a living energy, that I am separate from this body, and that God is also a living energy, a sparkling point of light, the Supreme Soul. My studies have shown me totally new aspects of life and how to live it in a simple, happy, and fulfilling way. Now I have this amazing feeling of constantly living in the present, of being eternally carefree. I've come to realize and really understand the deepest meaning of the BK's motto. When I change, the world changes.